Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Chatting Blues. Before we get into tonight's episode, could you hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and leave a comment in the comment section. And I swear to God, I've just done about a 5-minute intro and just realised I haven't pressed the live button. I did say in the comment section that I haven't done a video for 4 weeks and I'm a bit rusty, so I've got to go through everything again, man. If you are watching, please hit the like button, and if you're not subscribed, lads, please hit the subscribe button. We are on the way to 1,000 subscribers, and let me know in the comments what you think of this appointment. Chris Davies, Tottenham assistant Tottenham manager. It's come out of nowhere for me, this one has, and I'm really pleased with it. And I'm going to quickly read a couple of articles. Chris Davies. So Birmingham City can confirm the appointment of Chris Davies as a first team manager. Davies has signed a 4-year contract and joins the club with immediate effect from Tottenham Hotspur after 2 parties agreed compensation. He brings more than 15 years of coaching experience working at a number of leading Premier teams, including Spurs, Liverpool, Swansea and Celtic in Scotland, operating alongside the managers such as Ange Postecoglou and Brendan Rodgers. And I think it's really important that this is a guy that's kind of he tried to make it in professional football and then just went into the analytic side of things and some of the managers and some of the feedback we're getting off this guy is unreal. The 39-year-old is a highly regarded coach, recognised for being tactically astute and an excellent communicator. He's also known for working and developing young talent. I think that's really important as well, being tactically astute and working with young talent. Because League One for me, you can't. I wasn't a massive fan of Liam Rosenior. I wasn't for him to get this job. Do you know what I mean? Because I think he's too one-dimensional. Kind of likes to play it from the back. He plays a nice brand of football, Liam Rosenior, but I just don't think it would work in League One. You need to kind of switch things up. And this guy, from what I've read, the little bits I've read, do you know what I mean? I've literally just come in and jumped on live. He can switch his game up. So that's really important, lads. Let me know in the comments what you think. His appointment ends a robust search for the club, which saw over 1,000 coaches evaluated. So they've looked at over 1,000 coaches, do you know what I mean? And 40 of them being spoken directly or through their representatives. So not all 40 would have been interviewed, but their kind of representative would have been approached. And, so say the likes of Rosenior, whether he turned up to the interview or not, he's by the by now. We've got this guy, Gary Davies, and really pleased. Birmingham City owner and chairman of the board, Tom Wagner, said, "I'm delighted to welcome Chris to Blues. He's widely respected in the game and fulfills our goal to appoint an ambitious, progressive coach. He's motivated to help redefine the club, the culture, the playing identity. From our first meeting, it was clear he was aligned on our values and shared the ambition for Blues. Chris will thrive in this high-performance environment that is being created at the club. He wants to be at Birmingham City and he's committed to winning." Let me know in the comments, lads, your views on this, man. I just called him Gary then, Chris. I think I'm thinking of Gary Cook. Yeah, Chris Davies. I would like to thank both Tom Brady for his support and involvement and the football leadership team for their diligent approach in identifying our next manager. They have conducted a robust process and we've appointed a top operator to take us forward. And I think it's really important that they get this one right, especially for Cook. Now, it's quite interesting that Wagner's doing all the talking up until this point where, the CEO, and we'll just quickly read this, Birmingham City CEO Gary Cook said Chris is an outstanding coach and person, and the playing staff and our supporters will instantly warm to. The goal was to identify and progress a progressive coach, one who has demonstrated the ability to build teams and improve players in the squad. Chris has done this at leading clubs. being part of the Championship, Cup, and promoting within teams, working with world-class players and managers. He's perfect for Blues. He's a meticulous planner with an insatiable appetite for work, known for his excellent man management skills. And I think that's really important, with the likes of Rooney and, one or two other managers. I think we just need to go back to basics in terms of this guy has been, I think it's since the age of 20, has been in and around coaching, analysing, so he's going to be good around the players with man management. He will focus on building a championship-ready squad in League One. He's a coach we wanted. Blues is a club he wanted. We are very pleased he's here. Birmingham City manager Chris Davies. So this is Chris Davies now saying he's proud, he's honoured to be the manager of Birmingham City. And as soon as I spoke with Tom, Gary and Tom Brady, interesting to throw Tom Brady's name in, whether he had anything to do with the process of the Blues manager, I'm not so sure, but it's a decent kind of gimmick in it, not a gimmick, publicity kind of thing. It was clear that he was passionate and committed to the board, and all the football leadership team are bringing success to the club. And just this last article, lads, get in the comments, please. What's your first thoughts on this appointment? I will go through the comments. We've got another article maybe we can look at, and then we'll fly through to it and just gauge where everyone's head's at. So he goes on to say, so this is Chris Davies now. He's a club with ambition that reflects my own and a plan to make it a reality. It's such an exciting time to be at Blues. I can't wait to get started, meeting everyone at the club and speaking to our supporters. I will give everything to build an attacking team that reflects this great city, and most importantly, to produce a team that our supporters can be proud of. He's saying all the right things, isn't he? He really is. Let me go to some comments. Okay. Really good to be back doing this, man. Yeah, thanks, Danny. Yeah, it is good to be back, mate. I haven't done a video on my own channel for 4 weeks now. I've been on other people's podcasts. I was on Jay's. I've been on Jay's a couple of times. And I've just had 4 weeks off. I should have mentioned it on my last channel on the Norwich game, really, that I was taking 4 weeks off. But, it's good to be back, man. And I'll be doing content for this season. Big up, Blue. Nice one, Lee. Really good to see you, son. Big up, Blue. Speak to you when you're live. Oh, yeah, so you put that before, yeah. Okay. Blue Sumlin, I didn't see this appointment coming. Could be a shrew. Exactly, mate. And this is what I was saying. He weren't even mentioned in the bookies, was he? I mean, not even in the bookies, because if you look at any bookmakers, you think, yeah, it's going to be one of them, 10 or 11 names. But this has just come left field. And and I think it's really, really. I think this could look. It reminds me of someone like Kieran McKenna. Do you know what I mean? And I don't want to say that and get ahead of ourselves. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's only been announced a couple of hours ago, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. But I'm really excited. Honest to God, I'm excited. Lee saying yes, guys, good to see you. Yeah, really good to see you, Lee. I spoke to you the other day on Jay's phoning show. You're not happy at all, mate, with the appointment, is it? But we'll back him, yeah. I think, and I said the same, Lee. Like whether we was going to appoint, we've got to back him, ain't we? Do you know what I mean? Let me know why you're not happy about that, Lee. Why you're not happy about his appointment? Sorry. He could literally be the next McKenna, yeah, the wall. Yeah, definitely, mate. Do you know what I mean? These guys, like performance analysts and coaches and that, tend to, especially these days, I'm talking about the last 4 or 5 years, tend to be really good managers. Yeah, I wonder how much they're paying him. Don't know, mate. I ain't got a clue. I know that he did say in the article that we've got to give him 2 years compensation. He's obviously under contract still. King Foot, he says, brilliant appointment. He will have the hunger to succeed and love that nobody saw this coming. Yeah, man, 100% agree, mate. No one saw this coming. And, you've got the likes of Sunderland, Burnley, championship clubs without a manager. Do you know what I mean? And I could just mention, honest to God, not one of them names interested me. Do you know what I mean? If, like I said, I would have gone for Lampard. If I had to choose, I would have gone for Lampard, but none of them excited me. Probably Heckingbottom. Heckingbottom I'd have probably took out of the lot. But apparently it turned us down anyway. But yeah, really good that no one saw it coming. 4-year contract to get us in the Premier League. Yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? I mean, what man blew something, yeah. What manager sees a 4-year contract out? It's mad, isn't it? I know they have to do it in case he could do a McKenna. Do you know what I mean? Get us into the Championship, then into the Premier League, and big teams coming through. Then we get the kind of compensation. So I do get them why they do the 4-year contracts and that. But to put actually, it's usually about a 2 or 3 year contract in it. So they must have some faith in this geezer. They must have done the research on it. I'm going to do another video on him. I've literally just got in the house and jumped on live. I'm doing a video on this Chris Davies and see what he's been up to. Do you know what I mean? And King Footy will be backed in the transfer market and we'll have a wealth of contacts. 100%, mate. He's been at Tottenham, Celtic, Liverpool. He's going to have contacts, and he's been in the youth teams as well, like the under-21s, the under-18s. So, and especially us being in League One, like we're definitely going to be looking at, kind of like players from top teams, sort of like your Liverpools, your Chelseas, your Man Uniteds, and kind of getting them, League One is kind of their level, the ones what are sort of on the fringes of the first team. So definitely. And Blue 78 saying great appointment. Let's get behind him. 100%, mate. Let's get behind this guy, man. Wanted Lampard. Yeah. I think you said that, didn't you, Lee, on the phone in the other night? You wanted Lampard. Do you know what, mate? Like I just mentioned, out of the names, I wanted Lampard, but this one just seems like they've really done the homework on him, and I think it's going to turn out all right, Lee. I really do, mate. Steve Watts, Plymouth Argyle fan. Are you, Stevie? You all right, mate? Good luck for next season, mate. We'll keep a watch out. He could be the next Schumacher or McKenna. Mate, if he comes anywhere near any of them, Schumacher or McKenna, I'll be really happy. And King Footy saying he's perfect to coach the young uns and young uns coming through to the 21s. Yeah. Definitely, mate. Definitely. Right, there's another little article. I want to have a quick scour through. I think this breaks it down what he's been up to basically. Because the first thing I done was look for who he played for. But like I say, so anyway, so this is his career today. So across the past decade or so, the 39-year-old has been in the engine room of a series of British football success stories with Swansea, Celtic and Leicester. Now fresh from a season as Ange Postecoglou's right-hand man, so he was assistant to Big Ange. Now look at the football Tottenham play, man. It's unreal, that high line, that high defensive line, that is pretty much do you know what? I was going to say that no fear style of football. Do you know what I mean? But I ain't even going to say that. No wonder Gary Cook never mentioned it. So he stepped into Birmingham's driving seat. There's a little picture of him here. Can you see this? Is this shared? Yeah, it is, yeah. 1 second, lad, sorry. Just a little bit rusty at this now. Right, yeah, so this is him at Tottenham in last season, taking training. Yeah, so Chris was born 27th of March in Watford, qualified to play for Wales because his father, alongside his duties for Reading youth team captain, he represented under 17s, 18s and 19s. However, at 20 years old, he stopped in his tracks by an arthritic condition in his foot. So his career was ended at the age of 20. Didn't think he played for any clubs. So non-league outings for Farnborough, part-time work, briefly tidied him over for his conversations, encouragement from former manager in Berkshire, Brendan Rodgers, and the Royals teammate gave him a fresh focus, coaching and studying, aided by the PFA funding. He studied at Loughborough University, achieving first-class honours in sports science, having currently undertaken the UEFA B licence at Arsenal's Highland, whilst growing an experience out on the grass as a development coach at Leicester's under-8s to under-12. So he started right at the bottom, this guy has. Do you know what I mean? He's tried to make it as a footballer, got a condition, gone to university. This guy wants to be in football. Do you know what I mean? To broaden his experience, David jetted across the pond and also down under, notably working with academy players, which is really nice to hear, at Napier-based Hawke's Bay United and further south in New Zealand's North Island and Team Wellington. Hungry for the opportunity of first-team football, he returned to the UK in 2010. This is where it kind of really took off for him. And to his family roots in South Wales. Here he linked up with Rodgers at Swansea. And remember Brendan Rodgers at Swansea? This is where Brendan Rodgers made his name. He was class with Swansea. Got promoted, didn't he? Where the Northern Irishman wanted a trusted aide to lead on a performance analyst. And I knew I'd read it somewhere. A performance analyst casting a critical eye over the tactics and organisation of opponents in season 1, they clinched promotion via the playoffs at Wembley Stadium before narrowly missing out on a top half Premier League finish by goal scores. So he gets them up. So he's part of the kind of analysing the data, looking at opposition. It's all very modern. Do you know what I mean? This is in 2010. Gets them into the playoffs, they get up. And then, do you remember that season with Swansea? And they finished, he says, just missing out on a top half finish with Swansea. And here he is, Chris Davies, he's amongst all that. In 2011, so a student of the game in every sense. During this period, he penned a new paper column and attended press conferences to gauge the demands upon the 21st century managers, sharing his boss' meticulous attention to detail. He also matched his ambition and accompanied Rodgers to Liverpool in the summer of 2012. Do you remember when Rodgers went to Liverpool? That was a mad move, that was, but didn't quite work out for Rodgers. On Merseyside, posted the head of opposition analysis. So these are the kind of things where he goes and watches. So say if we've got, for instance, say we're playing Stevenage next week, he'll go and watch Stevenage game before we play him, and kind of like he'll analyse, the strengths and weaknesses, where we can get out of them and where they're weak. Do you know what I mean? That's what an opposition analysis is. Being a key component for the Reds mounting a season-long tilt in the 2013-2014 season. He obtained his UEFA Pro licence, and here he is there just with Brendan Rodgers. So following a six months at Reading, he was proved a popular number 2 to Brian McDermott, credited for his understanding of players and tendencies on and off the training pitch. He reunited with Rodgers north of the border in July 2016 and became a serial winner. So he now moves over to Celtic, with Rodgers. So he's a trusted agent with Rodgers. In 2016, across the 2 full seasons at Parkhead, Celtic achieved back-to-back trebles, completing the first as an Invincibles whose unbeaten run stretched to 69 matches under the pressure of suffocating expectations in Glasgow. Domestic dominance met chastening Champions League test head-on, but before departing for Leicester, a third treble was queued up, and there he is. Look, do you know what I mean? So, that's in 16-17. Right, let's get a little bit more current. I'm sorry if this. I didn't realise this article was so long. To be honest, lads. So he made Celtic began controlling league fixtures and suffering in European football, facilitating an overhaul at the King Power Stadium following his arrival with Rodgers in 2019. A team totalised by transition became focused on possession and territory, yet still creating an environment where Jamie Vardy won the Golden Boot. I remember that season, and the team recorded consecutive fifth place finishes in the Premier League. The second of these, parallel to the club, was winning the FA Cup for the very first time. Do you remember that one as well? And a few months later, they beat Man City side, orchestrated by Pep Guardiola, to lift the Community Shield. Somebody that Davies admires for his pragmatism. When Leicester reached their maiden European semi-final, as had they been structured at Celtic, he led training on a daily basis. So he stepped up onto the pitch now, do you know what I mean? Operating in tandem with the sports science department and video analysts. So here he is again with Leicester, getting the Emirates Cup. Between April and June 2023, he visited 5 clubs in 5 different countries. So he went to Atlanta, Benfica, Monaco, Villarreal, Wolfsburg, where ideas chimed with a football ideology that can be traced back to counting the passing sequences from the stands at Vicarage Road. Now, this is a guy who has gone all over the world, kind of doing his analyst, you know what I mean, looking at different styles of play. And during his tenure as senior assistant coach to Postecoglou, Davies was courted by a number of clubs, but the Australian had him hooked by desire to make Spurs a top flight, most intense team, and has promised to support their burgeoning personal ambitions when the time to take the right opportunity, step into managerial, presented itself. So yeah, listen, this guy, it's not a normal route into management. I've granted, do you know what I mean? It's not a normal route, but look, I'm really pleased with it, and I do like this kind of, because this is the future. I mean, we're in it now, where these analysts and this style of play, and it's very much stinks of Gary Cook, doesn't it? But let's just hope he can switch things up. You know what I mean? Let's not be playing. For me personally, I don't want to be playing out from the back and doing this, that, and the other. If it's not working, then we go long. Do you know what I mean? Let's get back in some comments. Lee saying might have contacts, but come on, we're a League One. This is what I was just saying, Lee. We're a League One side now, not Championship. Less chance of good players coming to us. Yeah, look, I'm not saying we're going to get the first team players from big clubs. What I'm saying is we'll get the up and coming, the ones that are in the 21s. This is what I think will happen. We'll get the top under 21 players at the top clubs. Steve saying I'm an outsider and look at Birmingham City as a big club. No matter what the league, I don't think you'll need to worry. Yeah, Lee's worrying a little bit. I know, Steve. Like, to be fair, mate, it's just been news has been slow, and we are booking favourites to go up, and people are panicking. People are panicking a little bit. Do you know what I mean? But I think we'll do all right. I think now we've got the manager in, Steve. I think, and Lee, I'm sure you're still watching now, Lee. Now we've got this manager in place. Watch what we do. Do you know what I mean? There'll be players coming in now. Get rid of these players we had last season. The majority of them nonsense, mate. They're no good. If they don't want to be out, then they can go. And the Wolves saying, Lee, we have one of the best squads in League One and have a good youth system. Definitely the youth system is unreal. Do you know what I mean? I think it'll be a big season for Donovan. I do. I really do, mate. I think it'll shine in this league. We don't play Lee's saying we don't play the kids. There's a good few of them that should be playing for us this season. Yeah. I totally agree, Lee, man. Take his coat off. I totally agree, mate. Like, some of them should have been brought in, midway. I don't know, probably in the January anyway. Should have been brought into the first team. The likes of Dixon. At least Rooney brought Donovan through. Do you know what I mean? And I think we'll see a lot more of him. And I agree. The majority of these players need to go, mate. They really do. I've said it on my channel before, man. They're jellyfish, got no backbone. And Lee's just replying saying that they're not as good as they are. Let's be honest. If they are, they wouldn't be in League One. Yeah, I know what you're saying, mate. Changing managers, not getting a second striker sent us down. Chris Davies will still have vast experience. Listen, he's been around the best in the game, mate, and this is what I'm sure they're looking at this Kieran McKenna model. In my views, they've looked at that model, and this is what they're doing. They're going for, this is what they're going for. It's exactly like Kieran McKenna. This is, and look, I'll say it again. Look at the bookies list, man. The bookies list of them managers was shocking. Do you know what I mean? This is why Sunderland and Burnley have still without a manager. Lee's saying we could be all day saying if and buts. At the end of the day, players get paid to do a job, and they could do it in a few new faces. Yeah, mate. I think there'll be loads of new faces coming, mate. Loads, and we're going to look at one or two actually. I've bookmarked one or two players. Yes, Ems, how are you, mate? Good to see you, man. I think I'm happy at having an unknown manager. This is what I was just saying, mate. Rather than most of the names on that that's been brandishing around, 100%. This is, like I say, it's come out of left field. This has, and I couldn't be more happy. I'm going to go through that article again on my own and kind of like dissect it, because he's done a lot of graft. This guy has. This guy knows how football is to be played. Do you know what I mean? League One will be mostly long ball, glue somebody. I agree. If it ain't working, chat. Yeah, then this is a thing, and I think that's why I think it was Wagner mentioned about he's tactically astute, because it's okay. I'm sure because of the Rooney thing and the no fear football, they're very careful in what they put in that statement in terms of what style of football we're going to go for, because I knew they wouldn't come out and say we're going to play possession based or whatever. So it's very well worded in terms of tactically astute. In other words, like if one way it's not working, we'll go another way. Whether that is the way he plays, we'll find out. We'll find out over the next couple of weeks. There'll be more information coming out about this Chris Davies and his style of play and stuff. But as long as he knows he's because this is what I was worried about Leon Rossini. Like he only knows how to play one way, and he'll just stick to that. And I really don't think it would have worked in League One. I just don't, man. I think you need to go long now and again. Can't wait to see it, boy. Hope we bring through the youth. Same, man, in this division and push forward with them into the Championship. Yeah, 100%. And good to see you back, Nick. She's, nice one, mate. Thank you. Yeah, it's good to be back. Like I said earlier, I ain't done a video on my channel since the Norwich game last season. So it's just getting used to all where everything is again. Do you know what I mean? Everything's all over the place. But it's really nice to be back and interacting with you guys, man. Lee's saying what we're all thinking about. Yeah, let's talk about the Euros, man. England in the Euros. I think we've got to win it, Lee. I do. I really do. If we don't win that, then I think Southgate's going anyway. But I think it'd be an England-Germany final. I do. Do you know what? I was speaking to my pal earlier. This Euros hasn't had much coverage, has it? Does everyone else agree? Like, I haven't even seen the logo for the Euros or anything. It's just like it's escaped under the radar. Blues 1875. Hi, mate. I think we will play out from the back, but the difference is we'll recruit the players who can do it properly. Yeah, man. And listen, I don't mind playing out from the back as long as we've got the players. I think what it was with Rooney, he came in and he tried to play out from the back with players we didn't have. It was quite plain to see. And the thing what annoyed me was it's just really ignorant, because if it's not working, you switch it up. And I hope this Chris Davies knows that. Do you know what I mean? I hope he hasn't got this one style and he's going to stick with it, because a lot of managers do. I know that Ange does, to be fair, but Postecoglou, he will stick to that way of playing. Whoever watched Tottenham last season, no matter what, he will stick with it. I just hope he's took little bits from Rodgers, he's took bits from Big Ange, and then can implement his own style. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, thanks, Gonzo. If you can, lads, hit the like button, and more importantly, if you are watching, and can you do me a massive favour and hit the subscribe button? I think we're about up to 875. If I can get to 1,000 before the season starts, I'll be really pleased with that. Do you know what I mean? I'm not one of these content creators what ask for money or anything like that, but I'd like to get to 1,000 subscribers. So please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Nice one, Gonzo. Yeah, love the channel, mate. Hope you keep the content coming. Can't wait to see the squad we assemble, and the quick passing, creating lots of chances and exciting football for the first time in years. And yeah, man, listen, I'm just looking forward to winning games, mate. We've been in that league now, 12, 13 seasons, and we've always been, apart from the first season, I think we've always been down the bottom. So it will be nice to get this brand new squad. I mean, I'll be honest, I wasn't that enthusiastic about this season. I was a little bit down and everything about it. But as time's gone on, I'm quite looking forward to it now. Let's see what players we can get in, and let's see the goals go in, man. Do you know what I mean? I just hope everyone gets down there again next season. Yeah, he's going. So the Wolves going on about France-Germany final for the Euros. Yeah, I think France are one of the favourites as well. France, Germany, and England. Blues 1875 need to get a winning culture, 100%, man. Ready for the championship, and we can finally push for the higher up of the league. Who thinks we could potentially go up this season to the championship and then go straight up? You know what Ipswich have done, and then go straight up to the Premier. Who realistically thinks we could do that? Let me know in the comments, because there's a lot of people saying we can do a double promotion. I'll just be happy with top 2 this season, get into the championship, and push on for the playoffs, man. Do you know what I mean? First season. Yeah, and saying glad we've got a manager now. Excited to bring in. Yeah, I think everyone's relieved, mate. I think everyone's relieved we've got a manager in. Blues 1875. Who would you keep out of our current players, if any? Oh, mate. So this is quite controversial about Duke and Ruddy, and I wouldn't say I wouldn't start them. But I think they're good to have around in the dressing room, if that makes sense. And maybe come off the bench. I mean, Ruddy would be all right as a number 2. But I'll keep. I mean, they've been offered contracts, isn't they? And I'm sure that's the reason why they've been offered them contracts, is to have them older heads, more mature heads, experienced heads in the dressing room. And especially Duke, me personally, I'll give Duke a coaching role. I really would, mate. I think he's a bit of a Blues legend. So I would definitely keep Duke and Ruddy. Ruddy as a number 2. Get a new goalkeeper in. Current players. Listen, I'll get rid of Bakuna. I'll get rid of. I think Pate Sung-ho will go anyway. Let me start from the back, man. Do you know I'm looking forward to seeing Blues 1875? Alfie Chang. I was saying this on Jay's channel the other day. Alfie Chang is class, mate. Absolutely class. I just hope the injury hasn't affected him too much. Do you know what I mean? So looking forward to seeing him. Look, I know Sanderson brings up a lot of controversy because he's drink driving, but I reckon he'll have a good season next season. And I know he's not a ball playing centre back, but I just think he might get away with it next season. So I might probably keep Sanderson. Bielik, I don't think will stay anyway. Obviously, I would keep Bielik. I would love to see Buchanan stay. Honest to God, mate, I would love to see Buchanan stay. I think he'd have a stormer in League One. And then you kind of like move into the midfield. Sunjik's gone in there. Bakuna, like I say, gone, mate. I would have got rid of him anyway. He really does my head in, Bakuna does. Jordan James, he'll be gone, won't he? Then you kind of like go out wide. Miyoshi, man. What's everyone think about Miyoshi? Do you think he could hack it in League One, Miyoshi? I mean, you're going to need one or two like tricky players, ain't you? So I'll probably keep Miyoshi. See how he goes on, gets on for the first 6 months. If he's no good, he's getting pushed off the ball left, right, and centre. Then I'll get rid of him. Who else? Who else have we got, man? Someone remind me in the comments. Who else we got to think of? Who keep or sell? Hogan's obviously gone. Out on the left, Dembele. I mean, would he stay? I mean, he'd obviously do a job in League One, Dembele. I'll keep Dembele. I know he's not liked on Twitter, but I'll keep Dembele. I think he'd rip that League One up, mate. I really do. But I don't know whether he'd stay, to be honest. Let me know in the comments who else I've missed out. Steve Ramage, yeah. Gonzo Jamie, aim for the playoffs. Think that's reasonable. Hopefully promotion, but certainly playoffs as a minute. I think we've got to go for top two. Jamie, man, I think we've got to go for top two. Never mind playoffs. I think we've got to put we've got to aim for top two. I don't like these playoffs. I mean, I don't want to be down there in this league for any longer than one season. Do you know what I mean? We'll get straight back up and back into the championship because this is a no man's land in this League One. But I understand what you're saying, you know, playoffs and so. This was a question I asked Jay actually on the phone the other day. What would you prefer? Top two finish, or say second, yeah, or finishing the playoffs, get to the final, and win at Wembley? Let me know in the comments what you do, what you prefer. Yeah, definitely come down the Blues next season. Yeah, it'd be good to see you, Lima. We will support, buddy. The feel good factor is coming back, and yeah, this season was horrid. It was, mate. It was an horrible season. It was a hope from the start of the season, and then that depth. And then the death of it from Rooney. Yeah, it was a vile season, man. And you couldn't make it up, could you? Like, I'm not going to go over everything what went through the season, but all this time we've been asking for owners. We get them, and then we have that kind of season. It's just it's bluesy, innit? Never mind Spurs, it's bluesy, man. Blues 1875. I think it depends on how much money they really put into the team. Promotion and championship playoffs is definitely possible if we recruit correctly and it works out with the new manager. Yeah, man. I'll be happy with that, mate. Like straight up from this season, straight up and a playoff finish next season. Do you know what I mean? I mean, maybe we're just getting ahead of ourselves here, like thinking of back-to-back promotions and stuff like that. Let's just get out of this league first, maybe. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I get what you're saying. It's all forgotten now. Come on, you Blues. Yeah, man. Let's get into this season, man, and just start winning some games. Jamie's saying expecting a massive support this season. Hopefully, plenty of sellouts. That'll be magic for the promotion campaign. What's everyone thinking about the crowd like next season? Do you reckon like? What? Let me know what you think the average attendance is going to be next season, because I'm caught in two minds whether we're going to be like getting crowds of like 10, 11,000, or we're going to be getting like. I mean, I don't average attendance. I don't think the average attendance is going to be over 19,000 next season. I might be wrong. I don't know, man. I ain't really spoke to no one about it. Let me know. Let me know what you think the average attendance will be. Gonzo's saying expecting a massive. I've just read that, and I'm like, yeah. Yeah, Lee's saying that. Blues, I think we can go back to promotions in one go. I hope so, mate. It'd be class, wouldn't it? It'd be class, man. Changi's lightning fast, mate. He's one player, you know, in that holding role in front of the defenders. He's unreal, honest to God, mate. The geezer's class. Changi's Alfie Chang. Like I say, I just hope that injury hasn't affected him too bad, man. Yeah, Chang looks quality before the injury. Going to take him a while to get up to speed. Yeah, I think so, mate. I think a good pre-season and maybe just ease him in as you know, over through August and September. I wouldn't rush him back. Do you know what I mean? Because he's some player, mate. We have to play two up front. Yeah, I don't know, mate. I don't know about formations and stuff yet. I mean, you know, the favoured formation really is either a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3 these days. But I understand what you're saying, Lee, in terms of League One. It's kind of, when I think of League One football, I think of 4-4-2. Do you know what I mean? We've had the wingers and the two up front. Get it out wide, get it into the box to the big man, and get it in the goal. Do you know what I mean? Paul, my mate Paul, we were watching you on the telly, mate. Say hello to Sue. Are you right, Sue? Oh, yeah. So it's my China of the game with that. Is you right, Paul? Yeah, good to see you both, man. Blues is saying we wish even Sunjic, man. Do you remember him? Mate, he was class, he was. Even Sanchez, Sunjic, I'm saying it. Even Sanchez. I was talking to Paul about him the other day, Blues, in 74. He was class, weren't he? I wonder what happened to him, man. We was talking about what's his name, Paul? He went to Reading. He was another tricky player, but he went downhill, he did. I can't remember his name, Halalovic or something like that. Yeah, good player. I think he's going on about Alfie Chang. He's mate. Yeah, Anderson, man. I'm really, that's it, Steve. Yeah, Anderson. They've kept Anderson, mate. I think he'll do really well as long as we keep him fit. I think he'll do really well in League One. Keishi Anderson. Just keep him in fit, innit? But I think it's a good choice to keep him, definitely. Defo top two. Yeah, mate. Like, we can't be messing around. Listen, even playoffs, man. I want top two. I do this season. Rather top two than risk playoff at Wembley. Yeah, I know what you're saying. But what I'm saying, Gonzo, is like, would you prefer a top two finish? Definitely. So this is done, yeah? A top two finish, or would you prefer finishing the playoffs, knowing you're going to win at Wembley? That was the question. Because it got brought up on the phone, and I was really tempted to say finishing the playoffs and win at Wembley. Do you know what I mean? But the thing is like, say if you finish fifth or sixth, imagine the moaning and from the fans and all that if you're not winning as many games as you do if you're finishing, you know, with the top two. And how many points do you reckon we'll get, man? Do you know what I mean? Like, I remember Plymouth and Ipswich last season. I'm sure one of them got 100 points. I mean, listen, it's really early to start predicting points and stuff like that. But listen, we're going to see, man. We're going to see who they get in. Gonzo saying, unbelievable what they've done down the ground. Yeah, this is a good thing as well. The ground and the train. Unbelievable what they've done at the ground and the training ground. You can see investment with our eyes. Very clear to see they're serious and willing to invest. Yeah, it is, mate. I don't mention too much about what they do around the ground and stuff, but do you know what? Like, now they've got a manager in and stuff. I'm going to start mentioning about this. They are that. It's really nice to see they haven't bought a plot of land, which typical Blues has got set on fire. You know, and just sat back and just done a few little tweaks here and there, because that's what they could have done, especially going down. They've really invested in making it a nice place to come to next season. So yeah, definitely well done to the board for that. So Blues 1875 saying average attendance between 17 and 18, I reckon. Yeah, that's kind of reasonable, and I reckon we will be around about that. I think you could, if that's the average attendance for League One. I mean, what were we getting last season? It weren't much over that, was it? Graham saying, over the moon with the appointment. We have had top players as managers and done nothing. Yeah, man. Nice to have a change. Yeah, totally agree with you, mate. Lovely to have a change. This could really work out for our benefit. Anyone know Chris Davies' preferred formation? Yeah, mate. I'm going to do a bit of research on him. Like I say, I've not long got back in. Just literally got in and jumped on and live. So I'm going to do a bit more research, and I'll do a video and see what kind of formations and if he does. In the statement, it says he's tactically astute. So that tells me if something isn't working, he'll switch it up. But what will do is I'll do some research and see if he does do that, if he's willing to switch it off, if something's not working. And Paul saying the tendencies will stay the same. The owners will do kids for a quid or something. Yeah, that's potentially, mate. That'll be, they have to do really the kids for a quid thing, I'd imagine, next season. I don't even know whether the season tickets are out. That early bird thing. I'm sure last season. What was it, Paul? Last season, did we get ours this time last year? I'm sure it was beginning of June. I don't think they're out anyway. Halalovic, that's it, mate. Yeah, Halalovic, he was good. He was good for us, weren't he, Halalovic? He was in lockdown, weren't he, when he played for us, Halalovic? And then he went to Reading and he was no good. The Croatian messer, yeah, man. Okay, in that case, win it. Yeah, man. I think so, mate. Yeah, you can't beat a win at Wembley, can you? I've only been to Wembley with Blues. For certain other reasons, I wasn't around. Was in the 90s when John Gales scored that overhead kick in them two cups. I think we played Tranmere and Carlisle. Trying to think of it. I never even went to Liverpool one. Yeah, I went around then. I was somewhere else. Yeah. Apparently we're signing Mark Leonard. Yeah, I seen that actually earlier, mate, but I didn't click on it. I don't. I think the link weren't. I don't know. The link weren't that. Yeah. Do you know much about him? Nah, not really, mate. Is it the one from Millwall? Is it? Let me know. Is it the one from Millwall? Oh, there is a rumor. I will click on it in a minute. Gonzalo's playing would have been more than happy to see any money pumped in. Yeah, man. This is what I'm saying. So they've pumped a lot of money in St Andrews. Very surprised they've done that at all. Yeah, man. Think they're waiting to appoint manager before season tickets. Yeah, that makes sense, mate. Right, let me just quickly share this with you, lads. I just bookmarked a couple of things, so let me enlarge the screen. It's all right. I ain't done it. Like I say, I ain't done a video for ages, man. It's really rusty. So I've just bookmarked a couple of things here. So if you can see this, so this is what Chris Davies' CV looks like. So at Swansea, when he was there was promoted to the Premier League, finishing second. Hold on, is that? Sorry, lads, that didn't see what I'm saying. Right, so Chris Davies' CV, yeah. At Swansea was promoted to the Premier League, finishing second with Liverpool in the 13-14 season. He won the domestic treble at Celtic. Then he finished fifth in the Premier League twice with Leicester. Won the FA Cup with Leicester in 2021. And then obviously he was at Tottenham last season with Big Ange. I've got a couple of other things bookmarked, so don't go anywhere. So there he is, Big Chris Davies, man. I knew. So here's a few quotes here. So Big Tom Wagner saying, Chris is widely respected in the game, fulfills our goal to appoint ambitious, progressive coach. He's motivated to help redefine the club culture and the playing identity. Yeah, man. And Gary Cook saying, Chris is a meticulous planner with an insatiable appetite for work, known for his excellent man management skills. He will now focus on building a championship-ready squad in League One. So that kind of gives you a clue, don't it? Do you know what I mean, about how much money we're going to spend when he's saying we're going to build a championship squad in League One. So let's have a look. So this is smart, Leonard, mate. Yeah. So reluctant Nico says reports Northampton. That was it. Reports at Birmingham City want to make midfielder Mark Leonard their first signing in League One. Blues have started talks to land the Northampton star. Sorry, one sec. The Northampton star, who was a standout at that level last season. So it would have been League Two, wouldn't it? Someone from Northampton fan commented on him saying he's absolutely quality. So hold on. There's a couple of other things here, lads. So don't go anywhere. Paul Dowles, big massive Twitter fan, man. What Big Ange had to say about our new gaffer. Let me enlarge this. So this is what Big Ange is saying about him, about Chris. Let me click on that. One sec. What Big Ange has got to say about Chris is an outstanding individual. He's done some fantastic work with us in the last season, and I've said before he will attract attention. So it's no surprise to me that a club of Birmingham City stature have shown an interest. I don't know why it's not. Sorry. Birmingham City statue has shown an interest. I'd like to thank Chris for all his hard work, and we wish him all the best. So Big Ange got a few nice words to say about him. Is there anything else? Okay, here's just a little bit of a breakdown of what he's done. Okay, sort of what I was trying to explain, but bloody hell. Sorry, lads, 1 second, man. Let me just click this off. I don't want to welcome to it. Yeah, so here we go. Look, right, Swansea, 2010 to 2012, he was assistant manager. Okay, so doing all that analytical work. He was at university doing all the kind of scouting opponents and strengths and weaknesses. Then he goes as assistant manager at Swansea in 2010 to 2012. He then is from 2012 to 2015, he's head of opposition and analysis. Reading, his first team coach in 2016. He then joined Celtic with Brendan Rodgers from 16 to 19 as assistant manager. So he's there 3 years as Celtic assistant manager. Then he goes with Rodgers again to Leicester, where he's assistant manager. So he's not all just analysis. He's in the dugouts from 19 to 23, and then he makes the move to Tottenham Hotspur with Big Ange and spends a season there. Last season, Tottenham had a decent season last season, didn't they? Let's be honest. And like I say, we've read what Big Ange has got to say about him. He's got nothing but good words to say about him. Is there anything else? Yeah, here's what Thing is saying. Here's what Chris is saying. So he's saying, my commitment to everyone at Blues is that I will work hard, smart, and endeavour to build a team that reflects this great city, a team that everyone will be proud of. Let's get started. Can't wait for his interview, to be honest. Let's watch this. How many people are watching? 69 people. Yeah, let's watch this. So this was when he was touted for. So this was this time last season, I think, just started last season, and he was touted for the Swansea City job. Listen to what they've got to say about this guy. I'll enlarge it. So they're talking about Chris Davies here, and he was. I think he was favourite for the Swansea job. Okay, so it's sort of like July, August of last year.
The senior assistant coach, Chris Davies, he continues to be heavily linked with the move to Swansea. Yeah, 5-2 on with the bookmakers at the moment. Were he to go, and everything is pointing to that potentially happening, what do Spurs lose?
Lose a very good coach, very experienced at this level as well. He worked with Brendan Rodgers for numerous years. Very diligent. He was on my pro license. I know Chris very well. Diligent in his approach. Fine details on the training pitch. Obviously takes the information from Postecoglou, how he wants to set up the team. and he puts sessions on to accommodate it. And I think he's done a brilliant job.
It'd be a big miss, wouldn't
it? It'd be a big miss. I'm not sure how many sessions Postecoglou actually takes himself. He certainly sets the blueprint for the coaches, and Ryan Mason's there as well.
So your understanding is Postecoglou tends to be quite hands-off in terms of the actual training sessions?
Well, I think a lot of managers are. You're either a very hands-on coach, or you manage the whole situation. You manage your coaching staff. That's what he's there to do. So I think he's done a fantastic job at that at the moment. So I think Chris will be a huge miss, but it all depends whether he wants to take the opportunity. He's been at Swansea before with Brendan Rodgers. It's an opportunity to dip your water into that management merry-go-round. It's up to him whether he decides
he wants to ride.
Exactly. I mean, he's got a cushy job where he is, you know, and it don't look like Andrew's going to lose his job very soon. So, you know, it depends whether he wants to go into the deep end or not. You either want to be a manager or you don't. A lot of them try and don't succeed, and then they're out scratching around looking for another job.
So there you go. You know, they're really highly rated, you know, and Tim Sherwood said there, didn't he? You know, he's very hands-on. You know, Big Ange kind of takes a step back, and he's very hands-on on the training pitch. Is what I get from that, and well respected. Sorry, Gonzo. Yeah, thoughts on winning the Football League trophy next season. I mean, we should win it, shouldn't we? I mean, to me, it's nothing to kind of get excited about. It's a day out at Wembley, I suppose. Day down London. We'll be favourites. Will I be there if we get to the final? 100%, mate. Yeah. Paul's saying season tickets, they are always later than everyone else. Yeah, I think there was, mate. I can't think whether it was last season or season 4. There was quite late, weren't there? I think it was a few more weeks. Yeah. Yeah. And Ross is saying, no, he's from Brighton, been a consistent. Oh yeah, consistent. Oh, okay, sorry, yeah. So we're going on about the guy from, yeah, he's a Brighton player. Sorry, Rossi. Yeah, he's a Brighton player, and he was loaned out to Northampton last season. That's right. Yeah, look, centre mid looks very tidy. So he's a central midfielder, looks very tidy. All I've heard is good words about this Mark Leonard. Siglo saying, would you have to be totally inept not to get Blues promoted? I don't know, mate. It's a completely new league for us. Do you know what I mean? So you know you've got to win games, ain't you? And I know what it's saying. We're favourites. We're expected to get promoted, but I don't know whether it's totally inept. The thing is like Blues. We're going to be everyone's FA Cup final. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's going to want to play us and beat us. Do you know what I mean? Because we're the big team in that league. Paul saying, if you've spoken to any violence about Grealish missing out for the England, maybe he'll get in the ladies team. And I couldn't believe he didn't get picked, to be fair. I thought he'd get picked, so I did. Madison went out crying, didn't he? They're all top teams, so it means nothing, to be honest. We're Birmingham City in League One, totally different ball game. Yeah, agree. Bristol Street's trophy, that's it, mate. Yeah, Wembley and promotion to the Championship, it would be a great season. I think Plymouth done it, didn't they, last season? I think Plymouth won the league and won the Bristol Street trophies. Finger. We got Brenda's puppies. Graham saying we must have a lot of faith in Davies to give him a 4-year contract. Yeah, that's what I said at the start of the video. Graham, like it's usually like 2 or 3 years, isn't it? They've given him a 4-year, and I think that's looking at the Ipswich manager. Do you know what I mean? Look at big clubs were circling around him, you know, and so yeah. Siglo saying Port Vale gave Darren Moore a 5-year contract tender last year, now in League 2. Yeah, what's happened to Darren Moore, man? 5-year contract. So he's in League 2. Who's he managing? Is it Port Vale? Let's be honest, the owners are fucking clueless when it comes to gaffers. Yeah, man. Listen, Lee, you've been following me since I started, man, and you know my views on Gary Cook and stuff. That, you know, they're not footballing people, but they're showing kind of. You know, it's been mentioned before about, you know, they're investing, you know. So, but the Chinese done this, didn't they? If you remember, 2016, the Chinese come in and threw a load of dough at it, and it just didn't work out. But I I just don't. That's not the case. Look, Lee, man, I'm not like the owners are the best thing since sliced bread. I'm not like that. They seem decent. I'm not so keen on Gary Cook. I wouldn't mind him being replaced, and he's replaceable. Let's be honest. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm not going to complain about it all because we are in good hands. But I get what you're saying, mate. Yeah, Siglu is a club shop still closed. I think they made a temporary one, didn't they? Siglu, I'm sure they did. They made a temporary one for over the summer. Lee's saying hard one to call because all clubs he has been at have had good players. We don't half of them don't care. Yeah, mate, you don't sound too impressed by the appointments. And listen, I think what we've got to remember is if any of them managers would have been appointed on that bookmakers list, right? There would have been a 50-50 divide in the fans. I think with this appointment, it's very, I'd probably say, gauging on just going off Twitter, right? I'd probably say it's 80-20 in for the manager. And I haven't seen many people complaining about him, Lee. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's important when you go into a new season that everyone's behind the manager. Do you know what I mean? And I know you've already mentioned you will be behind him. So yeah, listen, lads, it's we've come up to an hour now. I was only coming on to do a quick video, but it's really nice to get back on and doing a video and engaging with you all. And like I say, hit the like button, definitely hit the subscribe button. Let's get up to 1,000 subscribers, man. And just quickly on this Steve Bennett, where is he from? Chris Davies, never heard of him. So he's come from Tottenham. His latest club was his assistant manager, Stephen, at Tottenham under Ange Postecoglou. He's been at numerous clubs. If you've only just joined, maybe just watch the video back and do a bit of research on him. But he looks decent, mate. He looks decent. Listen, we've gone over an hour now. Do me a massive favour. Like I said, hit the like button. 100% subscribe if you're new and leave a comment in the comment section. All have a great night and keep right on.